TEDxTalks.
DreAllDay.com. Today's motivation is about doing things now and getting to them quickly. I talked about this in this episode of my podcast where I talked about how to get more life out of your life. And we all know that our lives are a limited entity, right? There's only so much time that we get. You don't just get to live forever. Eventually all of us die, and even if you live to a very old age, you live to be 100-something years old, you know that there's a certain amount of vitality you have in your younger years that you're not going to have in your older years. So if you have family members or you ever know anybody who's like 80, 90 years old, they can't do the same stuff that somebody who's 40 or 30 or 25 years old can do. So these years where you have more vitality was usually the younger years. You probably want to get more done in those years than you want to wait until your later years, because you're not going to have the same energy or the same abilities later than you have now. Whatever age you happen to be right now, you can be 50 years old right now, you got more energy now than you're gonna have when you're 75, right? So knowing this limitation, I'm saying all that to frame the fact that we have a limitation that you don't have forever on these things. That should be reason enough for you to accept this idea, this truth, this belief that you want to get to doing things now. When you have an opportunity to do something, you should not always wait until whatever the perfect time is or the perfect opportunity, wherever the perfect situation happens to be. Sometimes you just need to get things done now and get it done and get it out of the way and get it taken care of, get that box checked, get that item scratched off the list so you can move on to more important things. And you need to get to doing things fast. The default that a lot of people have, and this is what I talked about in this episode of my podcast, is that a lot of people do things very slowly and they put them off until later. The reason we do things slowly is because this is our default setting. Our default setting to just do things slow. Like, we just get to it as we get to it, and it takes us 20 minutes to do something that should take 10 minutes. Now, just as that is an example, some people might listen to that and say, well, Dre, what's 10 minutes? And it's not that big of a deal. Well, if you do 5 things over the course of a day, or let's just say 6 things, keep the math simple. You do 6 things over the course of a day and take 20 minutes for each one, when it should have took you 10 minutes, that's an extra hour that you just used that you didn't need to use. So that hour is gone. So now that's an hour out of the day. Over the course of a month, that's 30 hours. That's an entire day plus that you just lost. And if we're talking about just work hours, in which most people are productive usually somewhere about 3 hours a day, that's 10 days. 10 days of working that you just lost simply because you were doing things at your default setting, which is slow, instead of doing things fast. No, that's 10 days out of a month. Over the course of a year, multiply that 10 by 12, that's 120 work days you just lost over the course of a year. Multiply that by 10 years. Now you see how this starts to add up. All that opportunity is completely gone simply because you're doing things slowly, and that's only with doing things for 20 minutes, taking 20 minutes to get something done that should have took you 10 minutes. That's why you need to start doing things fast. And when it comes to doing things now, we need to determine the difference between something that is important, meaning you should take your time and find the right opportunity or the right space or the right time or the right way to do it, versus things that just need to get taken care of, just need to get the box checked, just need to get knocked off the list. To give you an example, I got all these old pairs of sneakers that I wanted to offload. I wanted to get rid of. So I had all these sneakers that I want to just get out of my house. I don't need them anymore. I just want to pass them off. So the first thing we did, we put them up and listed them like for sale. Like, because I've sold old clothes and stuff like that. People buy old clothes and they put it at a discounted price. But they've been sitting there on sale for like months and nobody had bought the sneakers. So today, I took all those sneakers, put them in a big garbage bag, and I'm going to take them to the Goodwill shop, and I'm just drop them off at Goodwill, and they do whatever they want to do with them. Why? Because the time that it would take for me to sit there and try to sell them, or try to find somebody who I could sell them to individually, or maybe find somebody who I can give them away to who might want them. All right, the effort and the time that it would take for me to do all that is not worth the return on investment that I would get from doing it. So you know what? I'm gonna just give them out to Goodwill and let Goodwill sort them out and handle it on their own. The whole point is getting rid of it and getting it taken care of now. And the reason why I didn't do it before, because I wasn't really thinking about it. Today I just noticed the shoes sitting there. I was like, let me just get rid of these shoes and get them out of my house, because they are clogging up the space and they're getting in my way. And they've been sitting here for too long. Let's just get rid of these things and get them done now. And it's the same thing that we need to be doing with all of our stuff. Notice that highly successful people who are highly productive, people who are consistently getting things done effectively, meaning they're achieving the outcomes that they want to achieve, they do things immediately. When they have an opportunity to do something, they do it immediately. They do it right now. As long as they have the space to do it, they do it. And often when we tell ourselves we don't have the resources to do something, we do have the resources to do it. We just don't have the resources to do it in a way that is comfortable for us, in a way that is convenient for us, but we do have the resources to do it. So doing things when we have the opportunity to do them. Let's not even call it the resources, because people use resources as an excuse so often. I shouldn't even have said that, because that gives people a convenient excuse. When you have the opportunity to do something, do it. Do it now and do it fast. Do it as quickly as you possibly can. Understand that doing things quickly does matter. You know, sometimes I hear from people who will say, well, doing things quickly is not that important as long as it gets done, period. Well, I just gave you a math lesson that tells you getting things done, period. Yes, you want to get them done, but getting them done fast matters, because time adds up. All right, 10 minutes adds up. Hours add up. Days, weeks, months, and years add up. And before you know it, you're 70, just now getting to your goal, where somebody else got to their goal when they were 43. Do you think they'll get more out of theirs than you'll get out of yours? Of course they will, because they got more time to enjoy it. They have more time to do more with it. They have more time to build on it. You don't, because now you're 70-something years old. Hey, you might not live that much longer. So understand that this time thing is a big deal, folks. Time is the most valuable resource you have. You have 5 forms of investment: time, money, attention, energy, and focus. What you do with your time matters, and how quickly you're able to get things done so that you have more time left after they're done, that matters. This is not something for you to be flippant about. It's not something for you to be cavalier and casual about. You want to get things done quickly, and you want to always be strategizing for how can I get more done in less time with respect to what my goals are. Always. This actually, for the most of the time, should be your number one consideration in every single thing that you do, now and fast. That's it. That's today's daily motivation. I send out a daily motivation text, a separate message from this one. You can get that too by texting me at my number, 305-384-6894. And every day when that daily motivation text goes out, you'll be getting that message, guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point to start your day. Secondly, Work on Your Game University. That's where I do all my coaching. You want to get my high-level coaching, training, frameworks, and courses, go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. That's where all that takes place. And do all the YouTube stuff while you're here. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like the video, share the video, comment. Let me know the best idea, the best insight you got from today's daily motivation. You can do all that, and y'all know how to do that. Y'all know how to do all the YouTube stuff. Y'all been doing that for years, so do that YouTube stuff while you're here. And that's that, everybody. I will see y'all on tomorrow's daily motivation. Work on your game. Have an amazing day by doing things now and fast.